Greetings everyone, and welcome to another DVD Blu-ray update video. So today we got a few more additions to the comedy collection, as well as a comedy drama, sort of, and a drama. So comedy and drama, today, on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, so first up, I picked up a DVD set that we've been waiting a very, very, very long time for. This is actually a pretty significant one for anyone who's been collecting this series for a while, because it fills a long-standing gap between one set and the rest of the collection. So we had one set that filled part of that gap a couple of years ago, and then we're just kind of left scratching our heads wondering, well, where's the next one? We literally need one more to have a solid run of the first 20 seasons of this show. What else could I be talking about but The Simpsons? Yes, we finally got season 19. Now, of course, this actually came out a little while ago. I'm just really late on doing this update video. So a couple years ago, we got season 18, which filled part of that gap. And then we finally got season 19. So now we have a solid run of seasons 1 through 20 of The Simpsons. Now, season 20 was actually released quite some time ago, around the time of the 20th anniversary. They just kind of rushed that DVD set out. Wasn't much in the way of extras on it compared to other Simpsons sets. These have always been really nice deluxe collections. But, you know, it was just nice to have. And it was also the season where the show went to high definition. So the first few episodes of season 20 are standard def, and then the rest, if you got the Blu-ray set, were high definition. So this is actually the last full standard definition season. So kind of cool to finally have that in the collection. That said, I do not have season 20. I kind of held off because when seasons 18 and 19 were initially announced, it was said that they were working on a properly deluxe edition of season 20. They were working on some extras for it, and that we would get that in the near future. Well, there's been no sign of it ever since season 19 came out. There's been no announcements. So I don't know if this is it, if they just wanted to fill that gap and call it a day, and we're never going to get the remaining 10 plus seasons. I don't know. But here's hoping. I really hope that we do get the rest of them. I mean, other Fox shows they've continued to release on DVD and Blu-ray pretty consistently over the years. I mean, take King of the Hill, for example. Fox released a few seasons of it, and then another studio picked it up and finished the run and released the remaining seasons. Futurama, Fox released all of them several times over, several re-releases over the years in different packaging. Family Guy, they continue to release Family Guy on DVD every single season. So I don't know why they just waffle on The Simpsons, and it just kind of keeps getting stuck in limbo. Like, can we just get the rest of them already, please? Of course, now with Disney owning all things Fox and them being kind of shying away from physical media and wanting you to watch everything on Disney Plus, I have a feeling that's even less likely to happen now. We might even stop seeing Family Guy get releases. I don't know. But maybe they'll do them as Disney Movie Club exclusives or something. I have no idea. But it's unfortunate. I mean, you look at other studios, like, say, Warner, for example, and their huge back catalog of animation and catalog titles. Warner puts everything out on physical media. I mean, they've even started doing Blu-rays of the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I mean, they're digging deep into their back catalog of properties that they own and releasing everything. You know, we're getting really nice releases from them, and usually fairly reasonably priced. So I don't know why Disney just likes to sit on everything. It's like they really want to push this streaming. What, do they not realize that most people out there who are Disney fans are also collectors and would like all this Disney stuff on physical media to have on their shelf? Come on, Disney. You bought all this shit. Put it out on DVD and Blu-ray already. Anyway, glad to have Simpsons Season 19. I guess this is the last Fox release before the big Disney acquisition, so the future is kind of up in the air right now. Hopefully we'll see more but don't hold your breath. That kind of seems to be the way. Anyway, carrying on, I also picked this one up. Now, this show, I was really late to the party. I remember when this show first came out, everybody was talking about how funny it was, and that, you know, it looks like a kid's show, but there's a lot of humor that only grown-ups would get. It's one of those kind of subversive humor things, but there's a little something for everybody in it. And a lot of people have grown up watching this show. It's been going for so long. And it's one of those shows, you watch it as a kid, you appreciate it on one level. You watch it as an adult, you appreciate it on a whole other level. And it's wonderful. So the first time I actually finally saw some episodes of it was when Rosie was younger. She got a single disc DVD of just a random selection of episodes, and we must have watched that thing like dozens of times. And I watched it with her, and it's like, oh, I've never seen this show before. Everybody tells me it's really funny. I never really kind of got it. Didn't really watch it. So I watched it with her, and I was just like, wow, what have I been missing all these years? Like, I felt like I'd really been missing out. So then, one of the cartoon channels that we subscribed to on cable TV was showing just constant repeats of it. So over the course of the next couple of years, we got caught up on most of the back catalog of episodes. Then Nickelodeon put out this lovely DVD set, which I just happened to find at Walmart, the last copy they had, for a measly $20. What a deal. I'm, of course, talking about the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, love SpongeBob. It's just consistently hilarious and crazy and zany and full of subversive humor. Gotta love SpongeBob. This is a great set, too. It's one of these, I think it's put out by CBS Paramount because they own Nickelodeon. But it's one of these ones that's in a giant keep case. I actually have all the episodes listed inside. Just trying to get some of the glare off of it. So that's quite nice. And it's this these trays that you can actually take out. A lot of their re-release or, you know, whatever sets are in this format. It's fine. I mean, the discs are nice and secure in there. It's just kind of, some people don't like it because the tray comes out, I guess. I don't know. I'm indifferent about it. And quite frankly, this was such a great deal. I'm not going to complain too much about the packaging. It's certainly better than some other TV show packaging. We've seen some other companies. I'm looking at you, Mill Creek, with those cardboard sleeve things that you've been using for years with their TV show sets. Please, can you just pay the $2 for the next highest bidder and get some better packaging? Go back to the paper sleeves or something, Mill Creek. Like, come on. Or do something like this. This is fine. This is good. This is acceptable. At least everything's snug and secure and safe. Anyway, love me some SpongeBob, so this was a must-buy for me. There is actually a second set out now called The Next 100 Episodes. I'm not sure how many seasons this actually covers. It covers at least the first, like, 4 or 5, I think. It's pretty crazy. But, yeah, that's a ton of viewing entertainment right there. And a lot of people say the earlier seasons were the better seasons anyway, so maybe this is all you want. But this is a great set if you can get your hands on it. I totally lucked out finding it at Walmart for that price. I mean, $20. That's like, what, 5 cents an episode or something? Like, well, I don't know. Math is not my strong point. It's stupidly cheap anyway. So, yeah, good stuff. Next up, this is a movie that I only ever saw once back in the 90s when it was still kind of relevant on good old VHS. I remember really enjoying it, and it's one I've been wanting to get for a long time for the collection. I think it was put out on Blu-ray a few years ago, but that one was out of print. But they recently brought it back in a lovely 25th anniversary edition. And of course, talking about the classic 90s high school comedy starring Alicia Silverstone, Clueless. Now, I have to say something. I did get the slipcover with this, but this is the Canadian slipcover. The US version of this slipcover actually has proper sparkles on it, so it's actually properly sparkly. But this one, we just got an image of the sparkles, and it's not actually sparkly. The slipcover is literally just the cover of the Blu-ray on a slipcover, so it would have been nice to have the sparkles. We like sparkles up here in Canada. So anyway, this is the 25th anniversary edition. Very cool. Looking forward to checking this out again after literally 25 years. And, decent number of special features on there as well. You got some stuff about creative writing with writer-director Amy Heckerling, so that's pretty cool. I remember hearing an interview with Amy Heckerling on the Howard Stern Show, because around this time we were getting the Howard Stern Show in Canada, and it was really quite interesting hearing her talk about the sort of the runaway success of the movie and things like that, and I enjoyed that. So anyway, interesting lady. Next up, got a classic sort of comedy drama coming of age sort of thing from good old John Hughes, the master of 80s teen comedy dramas. This is a Criterion edition, and well, let me just show you what it is. First off, it's The Breakfast Club, which is one of the all-time greats from the 80s, often imitated, never duplicated, often parodied. I remember seeing this thing recently about what if they did The Breakfast Club today, and it's everybody in detention on their phones and tablets, and none of the interaction and hashing out their problems that occurs in this movie would likely happen in that situation. But the counter-argument to that is, well, if they were in detention, they would have their phones and tablets taken away. Ah, there you go. There's the solution. You could do The Breakfast Club today, but please don't remake John Hughes movies. Just leave them as they are. Let them be the product of their time that they are, and let's leave it at that. Now, this is the Criterion edition, which is lovely. It was given to me as a gift. It was sold as new, but this is not a Criterion case. This is just a standard Blu-ray case. It does come with the booklet as well, which is great. But this is not a Criterion case. This is just a standard Blu-ray case with the insert shoved into it, and it was re-shrink wrapped. Now let me show you here. Criterion has very distinct cases for their Blu-rays, like this, for example. This is Rashomon, wonderful Akira Kurosawa film. But if you notice, there's no Blu-ray bar or anything on the top. The cover goes straight top to bottom like a DVD case, but it's a Blu-ray, right? And that's that. And then a little pocket in there, and it's a see-through case. You can see the artwork quite nicely, wraparound cover, and then, it's nice stuff. So I don't know what happened with this one. If the case was damaged and they just replaced it or what. But the thing that was a bit of an annoyance was that they sold it as new. This is obviously not new. I mean, it may have been new and just repackaged, but you can't sell that as new. It's not new. So, anyway, I'm just happy to have the movie in the collection because it's a great movie, and Criterion always does a wonderful job. So this one, of course, has tons of special features, as most Criterions do. It's a 4K restoration. It's not a 4K Ultra HD disc. It's a Blu-ray disc, but, things mastered from a 4K master noticeably look better than those from a 2K master. So, and it's got, new interviews and video essays and all kinds of stuff. So, looking forward to revisiting that and digging through all of the extras. Now, finally, last but most certainly not least, got a hard-hitting dramatic film from Oliver Stone, who does all of his movies are hard-hitting. He is a pull-no-punches director. We have Eric Bogosian in Talk Radio. Yeah, this is one I've actually been wanting to see for a very long time. A viewer sent me the DVD a while back, and sadly I never got around to watching it. So this was actually a Twilight Time release. Now, Twilight Time, as some of you may know, is no more. They actually closed their doors because the founder of Twilight Time sadly passed away, and those that remained in the company decided that they would just close the company because it just wasn't the same without him. I mean, he was really the heart and soul of it, and they decided to just call it a day and retire the brand, which is unfortunate because it was a really good brand. Everything they did was limited editions, which is a bit of a drag if you'd miss out on stuff, but they had some great titles, and I have quite a few in my collection, as most of you will know if you've been watching my update videos for a while, and I always really liked them. So I wanted to support them in some way. They had like a going out of business sale where a lot of their titles were marked down quite heavily. And the thing is, this was around the time that all the kerfuffle with the post office and stuff in the U.S. was starting. So the cost of postage and the exchange rate was prohibitively expensive. So I actually had about 6 things in my cart, and then I went and looked at the total of what it would cost to ship them to Canada, plus the exchange rate, and plus, everything else. And it was just way too much. I was like, that really bums me out, because there was a few things in their blowout sale that I wanted to get and just kind of support them one last time. So I thought, well, I think I can afford at least one. I can get one. So the one I decided on was Talk Radio, because it's one that I've wanted to see for a very long time. Oliver Stone always has fantastic cinematography in his movies, so I knew it was one that would benefit from Blu-ray. And yeah, so I wanted to get it. And who knows when this is going to get a re-release on Blu-ray. So not a ton of extras on here. It's basically you get your isolated music track and a couple of you get one featurette and the theatrical trailer. But Twilight Time was never known for their special features. I mean, some releases of theirs did have a lot of special features. Most of them did not. Almost all of them would have an isolated music track, because they were basically a sub-brand of ScreenArchives.com. And ScreenArchives.com is a company that specializes in hard-to-find soundtrack albums from movies and such. So they would often do limited releases of soundtracks and like full score soundtracks of movies and TV shows and whatnot. So really cool company. So this was kind of a sister label that they started up or were involved with, which dealt with movies. So a lot of catalog titles of movies that the big studios didn't want to release, but there was at least some niche interest. Twilight Time would get the license and do a limited release of them, and people could have these great old movies on Blu-ray. So yeah, I picked up quite a few of them over the years. Always really liked them as a label. Their transfers are always beautiful. I've never seen a bad transfer from Twilight Time. And yeah, so this, sadly, will probably be the last Twilight Time title I ever get. But what a great one to go out on, some Oliver Stone. Gotta love it. Well, that is it for this update. So kind of an eclectic mix of stuff. We got some comedy cartoons, classic 90s teen comedy, classic 80s teen comedy drama, and some classic Oliver Stone. So that is it from me to you for now. If you'd like to add any of these to your collection, I will add Amazon links in the description below, so thank you in advance for any of you who use my links, because it does help to support the show, and I really appreciate that. I'll see if I can find a link for this one. No promises. Good luck finding it if it's one that you want. A lot of the Twilight Time stuff does show up on Amazon, so I'm sure there's a listing for it. I'll see if I can find it. No idea what it's going for now, but, good luck if it's one that you want. Keep an eye on it. Sometimes these things go down in price unexpectedly. Anyway, I'll put links to all the others on there as well, so thank you very much for those of you who use my links. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day. Alright, see you next time. Until then, sayonara.